This series is sponsored by Strongflex, and this episode includes a sponsored segment. What's up guys, it's Dominik here, welcome back to the channel. In my previous episodes I took you to Poland, my home country, and to Estonia. I showed you what drivers' garages look like there and shared the stories behind their racing journeys. If you jump onto my channel, you can check out those episodes right now. But today, we are starting a brand new chapter. I'm kicking off my trip to Ireland. The amount of stories I discovered there is insane. So the next few episodes will be fully dedicated to Irish drifting heroes. And I'm starting with a young driver who has already written his name into drifting history. Just this year, he went head-to-head with Daigo Saito and came out on top. And he finished the Drift Masters season inside the top 10 overall. He's only 18 years old, and honestly, it's hard to imagine where the limit is for this guy. Today, I invite you to the story of Conor Falvey. Before we start, a quick note. In this series, I cooperate commercially with Strongflex. Strongflex is a manufacturer of high-quality polyurethane motorsport components. They don't just make suspension bushings, but also engine and gearbox mounts, designed perfectly for motorsport use. Thanks to them, the power from your engine goes straight to the wheels, giving your car a sharper, more direct throttle response. They are also way more resistant to tearing. Anyone who's worked on their own drift car knows how common this is with stock parts. So, instead of wasting time replacing them, you can spend that time doing what really matters: driving. Alright, it's time! Buckle up because we are starting the story of Conor Falvey. And trust me, this one is going to be special. Hey, I'm Dominik and drifting is my life. I work in the Drift Masters, and after hours I'm either renting on my car or meeting drivers to tell their stories. Now I'm traveling across Europe to meet the best drifters out there.
I'm Conor Falvey, I'm 18 years of age and I live in Cork in Ireland, and I compete in Drift Masters for the past 2 years, and I've been competing in drifting for the past 5 years.
Conor Falvey is without a doubt one of the top drivers in the Drift Masters field. He's only completed his second season, yet he has already managed first to impress and then to fully confirm his incredible drifting talent. He finished the 2024 season in 17th place overall and earned the Rookie of the Year title. In 2025, he wrapped up the season in 10th place, firmly establishing himself among the top Drift Masters drivers.
So I started drifting when I was 13 years of age in a 328 BMW. I started with just small days in a track in Kilkenny called Goldstone. Maybe I done 2 or 3 days there, and I done 1 day in Watergrass Hill, our local track, and then after that we went to the Drift Games Bash for one event. And at the time my dad had a S15, as he competed in Ireland. It was S15 with an RB25, like 650 horsepower, so it was a very good car. And I took it for 1 lap, and after that I had that car forever. I never gave it back, so I kept that car. And then over the years I competed in Ireland, I gained my pro license with it, and then we built a 2J for it. And we done 1 season with it in pro in Ireland with a 2J, and then we done more upgrades, and we were lucky that Drift Games came to us and said that they'd like us to do Drift Masters with them, so we were very grateful for that opportunity, and still are. And we done 1 season of Drift Masters, and we got Rookie of the Year, and we done the season just passed and got the top 10, so I'm very happy with the progress, and hopefully we can keep it going for next year.
Tomas Falvey, Conor's father, is the man behind his son's incredible success. For every round, he personally delivers the car and all the equipment needed to compete in Drift Masters, driving his own Scania. He sacrificed his own drifting career to fully focus on supporting his son. In our eyes, that's a role model level of dedication.
Conor's been coming to drift events with me since he's probably 4 or 5 years of age. He loved it from the start. He's been engrossed in it ever since then. And for me, it means everything for Conor to be driving in Drift Masters. It started off as Conor supporting me in doing something I love, but it has overturned now, and I think we're now enjoying it together, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's great.
Conor mentioned that you gave him your own car.
Yeah.
That was a hard decision?
Yeah, well, I suppose it wasn't long after I saw him driving it that I soon realised that he's a much better driver than I am, so it only made sense for him to have the better car. Mm-hmm. So I just gave it to him then.
Have you ever have a chance to drive together with Connor, like tandems?
So when I gave Connor my S15, I then decided to buy another one for myself. So we then had two S15s. So we competed in the Irish Drift Championship for maybe 2 years, and we did battle once. Connor doesn't like me talking about it.
Who won?
I won.
Okay.
So I was lucky enough to battle Connor at his early stages because I wouldn't like to battle him now.
Connor invited us into his home with our camera. We visited his room, a space that's not just for everyday living, but most importantly, where his simulator stands. It's the place he uses to sharpen his drifting skills and to prepare for specific Drift Masters rounds.
So this is where I spend most of my time here on the simulator. We've had the simulator for the past 5 years since I started, and we never have any trouble with it. I think it has like something like 3,000 hours on it. So it's done a lot of work. You'd see some like machinery and building sites with not that much hours. So it's done a lot of work, but I find it very useful for me. I think if you do enough work beforehand, it trains your brain into knowing what to do. And I do a lot of chase driving too on the sim to help me do that. Definitely every day I try go on the sim for an hour or two. Obviously it's a bit hard for me now being in school because I have exams and stuff, but during the summer when I have no school, I aim to be on the sim for 2 or 3 hours a day, every day. And on the build up to an event, I do like 60, 70 hours before an event. I just try to do as much as I can because like when you're competing with guys that have driven for 10 plus years and are the best drivers in the world, you have to make it up somewhere.
So how your typical day looks like?
So my typical day would look like wake up, have food, go on the sim, maybe stop, take a break for a while, go back in the sim, have my dinner and then go on the sim till maybe 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
So I have a lot of friends in Ireland that compete in Ireland in pro and semi-pro, and they always come on and help me practice, so it's great to have people like that in Ireland too. So in my opinion, it's a very good setup. So it's a Fanatec wheelbase, Huizenveld handbrake and pedals, and a Fanatec gear stick as well, and then a SimLab frame as well. So it's a very, very good stuff. It's lasted 5 years for me, and that's been driving every day. And I feel like when a real life drifter drives on a sim, they're a little bit more rough with the equipment. So I've driven this every day and no trouble. So I think all the stuff on this sim is very, very good.
Okay, and the cars which you are using, they are from some special package or just made custom for you?
Yeah, for a long time I used custom cars, but in the past year, I used the Virtual Drift Masters cars. I think they have the closest tire to a Velino and stuff. So I use Velinos and Drift Masters, so I think that's the closest thing to my real car, so I use the VDM cars.
Okay. And do you have something which is similar to your car, or let's say the wheel or the seat which you are using, it's from your car?
Yeah, the steering wheel actually came out of my car last year. We were getting a new one, so I put that in, and I have the seating position pretty much the same. So I have a mark on the thing, on the frame, to make sure I know how far away to sit and stuff. So I just try to keep it as realistic as I can. Obviously it's not exactly the same, but I try to keep it as close as I can.
Okay, can you make for us 1 or 2 runs?
I can try anyway.
Okay, which track we are?
It's in Ohio, in America.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was driving a lot in Europe this year, so I said I'd drive a different place.
So first you start with sim, or first you start in a normal car?
So I started with the sim first for maybe 2 years, and then I got the normal car. And I started then, I'll turn this down a small bit.
Looks easy, but is it?
It's after as much as I'm driving it, I'd want to be able to do a lap at this stage. I've done too many hours on it.
Okay, and when you made your first try on the sim, because I remember when I was trying to go to sim drifting,
Yeah.
I was so frustrated that
Yeah.
it's so hard.
I was like that too. Maybe for the first 6 months, I never drifted before, so I was learning how to drift as well, and it was so frustrating, like spinning out every lap, crashing into walls, everything. So it's really frustrating. But once you do it once, it's like cycling a bike. You never forget how to do it.
And then when you sit behind the wheel of the normal car,
Yeah.
how it was? Like plug and play?
Yeah, it was close enough to it. I think for the first like maybe 5 or 6 laps, I was a bit, scared of speed and stuff and not knowing what to do with the movement and G-forces. But once you get used to the speed and all of that, it's very similar to the simulator. So I definitely think that it benefited me hugely.
What is, in your opinion, the biggest difference between sim drifting and drifting in a real car, proper one?
I think the biggest difference is the consequences. You can go onto the sim and do 30 laps of the car hitting the limiter, and the car doesn't get hot. There's no wear and tear to any of the parts in the car. So I think that's the biggest difference. And another difference is definitely the speed. Like you'd be going like maybe 200 kilometers on the sim and you don't even know it. Whereas if you go 200 kilometers in a drift car, you're going to be very, very scared.
It's time for a short break.
Hey, if you like this video, just smash up the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe this channel with notification bell. Currently, I'm working on the new video and you won't want to miss that. So, take care guys and have fun!
The short break has ended.
Don't let our hero's young age fool you. He's already finished the 2025 season in an impressive 10th place in the overall Drift Masters standings, putting him in the same league as names like Dean, Shanahan, Winchek, and Heinonen.
He's definitely proved himself this year, coming from his rookie season into season 2 to go from rookie of the year to top 10 finish. I think next year he will he'll be definitely one to watch. He's definitely hungry. Like he has no problem putting in the time in the simulator and like just trying to drive as much as he can. And yeah, he just wants to win, which is great. It's nice that we have that kind of competitive hunger still within us.
Yeah, it's crazy to be honest. Like I've been watching the Shanahans and James Dean and Dwayne for a long, long time, since I'm very young, like 8 or 9 years old. So I've watched them growing up and I've always looked up to them and wanted to be like them. So it's crazy to think that I've gotten the opportunity to drive with them, and it's great to be honest. It's a bit daunting sometimes when you're gridded up next to them. You're thinking like, geez, I drove these guys for looked at these guys for a long, long time, and now I'm driving with them. So sometimes it makes you appreciate it a lot more that you're like, sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the whole competitiveness and I want to win, but you have to take a step back and look and think like, I've thought these guys were my heroes for a long, long time and now I'm driving with them, so it's great.
Okay, and this year in Ireland, you've got opportunity to compete against Daigo Saito.
Yeah.
You won. And as we speak before this battle, you told that when you were 6 or 7, you met Daigo Saito also as a fan on the Sambash in Ireland in Mondello Park. What was the feeling for you after the decision that you win against big Daigo Saito?
Yeah, I was over the moon. As you said, I remember watching him when I was really young, and to get to win against him was unbelievable. Now I think I would like to battle him again with him being 100% comfortable in the car. It was kind of, he just flew in for one round, so I definitely like to compete with him again. But no, it was a great feeling. I was over the moon. Okay,
the battle against him, who have different style, etc., than a typical European driver, let's say. It's some kind of lesson also?
Oh, definitely, yeah. The Japanese style is very different, and I was lucky enough that we were competing against each other in Europe, and my style was the right way to win a battle. But I think if we went to Japan, it would be a completely different battle, and I think he would definitely take the win there.
On the YouTube channel of Drift Games, after every round of Drift Masters, we can watch the backstage.
Yeah.
And every time it's visible how big emotions are on your face and on your family.
Yeah.
Please tell me as a father, what you are feeling when Connor's sitting to 1000 brake horsepower car and he's driving, I don't know, 100 or more kilometers per hour, just few millimeters from the wall.
Like, I suppose there's two sides to me when I watch Connor. There's the father side, and then there's the side the drifter side. And the father side is worrying, oh, is he going to be okay? I hope everything's okay with the car. And then the drifter side of me is saying, you better get close to that wall. We want a 100-point qualifying run here. So it's just a balance, and I suppose passion takes over from everything, and to see him do well means everything to us.
You are cooperate during the events with the spotter, am I right?
Yeah, so for the last 2 years, we've had Connor's friend did it the first year, Owen Magner, and last year Gary Dunn and Kevin O'Connell spotted for Connor. So we've had very good lads supporting him with the spotting, and lads that have a lot of experience in drifting. So it's been great. Maybe next year I might do a bit of spotting myself maybe.
Okay. Because I want to ask before, is it sometimes maybe hard to not tell something as a father and as a drifter?
Yeah, but look, everybody that's spotted for Connor, I'm very close friends with them. So I always, if I have something to say, I'll say it, and the lads are very good for taking things on board. So it works. We work together as a team,
A new drifting generation is rising in the Falvey family. During our visit, we met Connor's younger brother, Mark, who is already showing an impressive level in virtual drifting.
So now we have your brother behind the wheel.
Yeah,
Hello.
we have my younger brother, and he's been drifting a lot in the sim recently. We've done a lot of practice, and I've been telling him everything I know. Now, that's not a lot compared to some drivers, but we're trying to do our best, and he's improved a lot since he started. I think he's definitely ready to try it in real life now. He's gotten really, really good, and I see him as competition now, so I'm not telling him anymore.
Okay.
He can learn himself.
Okay, when you started the train drifting?
Yeah, I started about 6 months ago, and my dad started teaching me. And then when I started fully knowing how to drift, Connor started stepping in and telling me the really good stuff. So now I know how to do all the tracks and the chase and everything, so hopefully I'm ready.
Okay. Show us your skills. That was Mondello, right?
Yeah, Mondello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the track
really
we do.
nice. How old are you?
13.
Okay. Have you ever tried a real car?
No, not yet.
Okay. You feel you ready?
Hopefully.
Okay. You think he's ready?
I think so, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So I'm keeping fingers crossed for your future way in drifting.
Yeah.
And hopefully once I will meet you on Drift Masters podium
Yeah,
with your
okay.
brother.
Connor Falvey proudly represents the Drift Games team, led by David Egan, a longtime Drift Masters commentator who, in the 2025 season, traded the microphone for a steering wheel and began competing among the best drifters in the world. On the team's channels, you can see behind-the-scenes footage from their spectacular car builds, the events they organize, and the backstage of the competitions they take part in. Drift Games gives Falvey not only competitive opportunities, but also real visibility and popularity.
Yeah, it's definitely getting popular. I think Drift Games helps that a lot because Drift Games is a massive brand, and you'd see people wearing Drift Games clothes everywhere. But yeah, in recent times it's weird. I've seen a lot of people come up to me in like local shopping centres and stuff, and it's amazing how such a niche sport is attracting a bigger crowd.
How it happens that you are in Drift Games?
So my dad and Dave have been very good friends for a long, long time. Dave actually sponsored my dad before when he was drifting, and last year when we went to, or 2 years ago, we went to Fropolis for the Iron Drift King, and Dave Egan was there, and we got chatting to Dave Egan, and he said to have a meeting with him in their old clubhouse, and we went up, and Dave said that he'll give us an opportunity to do Drift Masters. It might work out, it might not, but yeah, we were just incredibly lucky. It was right place, right time, and we're so grateful that Dave took us on, and Drift Games, of course, and they've given us every opportunity to compete with the best.
Okay. And please tell us, who is your idol?
I would say my idol in drifting is probably Conor Shannon. I think he has one of the smartest driving techniques out of any driver. He always does enough. He never does too much. He never is not calculated. He's very smart. And of course, there's a lot of drivers like James Dean, obviously the most successful drifter everywhere. And my parents, of course, are a massive idol to me. But Yeah, I think within drifting, Conor Shannon is definitely who I want to be.
Where you will be in 10 years, or maybe you have some ideas or even plan for the future?
Yeah, at the moment, I'm just trying to focus on one step at a time, but in the next 10 years, I would definitely like to win a couple of Drift Masters events, maybe. If I'm work hard enough, hopefully a championship, and hopefully get across the water to Formula Drift and other places like that to try spread the name as much as we can.
Last question to you, which I am answering to every driver which I meet. Please tell me drifting, what does it mean for you?
Drifting for me definitely means a lot. I've put a lot of work into it since I started, and I've loved it since I'm a really young child. Drifting is always my dream. I've always wanted to be in Drift Masters. I always wanted to win a Drift Masters event. That's always been my dream. And now I think that is definitely achievable with all the work everyone around me has been putting in. Like the Dean M Sport have built a great car. We bring great mechanics with us. My parents have done a great job of getting me into the sport and keeping everything going for the past couple of years. So I think everything is pointing in the right direction. Of course, we have great sponsors like Drift Games and everyone. So we have a lot of good people around us. It's just me now. I need to focus, and yeah, the dream would be to get a win, and drifting, that would mean everything to me.
While working on this episode, I often ask myself, am I more inspired by young talents like Conor or by legends who reached the top through years of dedication and hard work? One thing's for sure, we are heading straight to the top in the upcoming episodes. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and let me know in the comments what your thought about this episode and who you like to see next. You can also support the channel by clicking the join button below. New episodes are coming very soon. I will see you there. Guys, thanks for watching this one, and see you. Remember, one drifting, one love. Take care, love you, bye bye.